Today on Season of War, Sigmar's finest champions descend from Azir to confront the most elite warriors under Nagash's rule. John commands the Stormcast Eternals Force, a lightning echelon that gives extremist chamber units the chance to strike first on the charge. The army is led by a Lord Celestant on Stardrake, who has seized this moment as his hour of glory. A reinforced unit of Stormdrake Guard and 2 units of Vanguard Paladors look to deliver Sigmar's judgment, while a unit of Vigilors provides cover and calls out important targets. 2 more heroes accompany the force, with a Knight Relictor bearing the Beacon of Azir to deliver the God King's will, and the Knight Arcanum looks to bring his mastery of manifestations to bear. Across the battlefield, Jordan has assembled the Ossiarch Bonereapers as a Tithe Guard force, which will help recur and heal his constructs as they fall. 2 Mortisans lead Nagash's elite, with the Ossifector acting as general, while the Bone Shaper bears the helm of tyranny and aura of sterility. The heroes are surrounded by unyielding ranks of Mortec Guard, with 80 of the skeletal constructs taking the field, reinforced by a unit of 4 Morghast Archai, and a Mortec Crawler provides covering fire. These 2 forces will fight over the Life Roots battle plan, which scores 5 points for holding 1 objective, 3 more for holding both, and 2 points for controlling more terrain. With 2 of the strongest forces from the Grand Alliances of Order and Death readying themselves, let's head to the battlefield, for this is the Season of War.
This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and our FLGS partner, Warpfire Minis. Today's battle showcases beautiful thematic dice from Baron of Dice. Grab your own or get a custom set made at baronofdice.com.
All right, John, so we're about to get started. I did outdrop you here, so I didn't have choice of who goes first. But before we do that, battle tactics, I chose Scouting Force and Attune to Gyrand for my 2.
Nice, and I chose Intercept and Recover, which is like the treasure one. Excited about that, and Master the Paths.
And I'll have to declare my treasure units, which I think I'm just going to do 2 units of Mortec and my Morghast.
Yeah.
So we hope they survive. And as is tradition on the channel, I have choice, so I'm gonna give away first turn.
Yeah, big surprise.
Yeah, and let's jump into Stormcast turn 1.
Very excited. Okay, so yeah, no tactic. I guess I'm going to touch the stone and go for a 3-up to make this obscuring my objective there. Wow, big start.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same with my Bone Shaper on my own objective, which I also do, so hiding.
Double 6. I am gonna give Finest Hour to these 3 here. I'm going to cast some spells. So we are going to cast Ravanax Gnashing Jaws, and that's gonna be on a 7. So actually I did cast it, because he has +1 to manifestations. And I am going to pray with the Knight Relictor. He's going to use the new prayer ability where you just try to bank points. 6, wow. And that's going to be it for my hero phase.
And I might as well spend a command point to go for Magical Intervention with my Ossifector, and he's going to try and cast Ravanax Gnashing Jaws as well. We're going to fail though.
So we're going to go into the movement phase. Okay, that's it for movement. Okay, going into shooting. We're gonna shoot first with the Vigilors, and we're gonna all-out attack these. That'll be 5.
And I am ethereal because I haven't moved. 1 goes through. I do have a ward save. We save it!
Oh my god. Well, not great. Okay, we're going to shoot with Big Dragon. So he'll be on 2s and 3s. 3 at rend 2.
1 goes through.
Okay.
I ward it.
Woo!
Next to attack, the Vanguard Paladors fire their Boltstorm pistols and hurl Stormstrike javelins, but only manage to deal 1 damage to the resilient Mortec Guard.
Cool. Yeah, that's gonna be it for shooting phase.
And I will spend a command point for the covering fire with the catapult. Just, we gotta try.
Sure.
We got 1 hit, but it is a crit, so I'll get 2 hits out of it. And both wound at rend 1.
Okay, they're on finest hour, so they'll be saving on 3s. And they take 1?
D3 plus 2 for 4 damage.
Oof. Okay, charge phase. So I'm gonna charge with this unit here. They're gonna get a 7. When they go into combat, they get to shoot. So this will be on 4s and 4s.
4 up. We make the save.
Okay, and then the better shots on 3s and 3s.
We make those saves as well.
Oh my gosh, this is actually insane.
And then in combat, I am going to issue the combat command for a 5 aboard save issuing for that hero.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna attack with the javelins.
Faring slightly better in melee, the Vanguard Paladors take out 4 of the Mortek Guard, but then they suffer 4 wounds in return, and a Palador goes down.
So that's gonna be the end of combat. I'm gonna use a power through. So lots of CP spent. So we're gonna get these guys back. And that's gonna do D3, so that's 2 mortal wounds.
We do suffer both of those.
Okay, so I think I score 1, and then I think I score more terrain.
Yes, because of your faction terrain here, that'll give you 2 points for the terrain, 5 for primary, or 5 for the 1 objective. So a 7-point turn to start.
Yeah, so I mean, the strategy here was like, I was given turn and I'm a very elite army and we're very far away. So realistically, there's not much I can do. I wanted to just max score on the terrain, set myself up wide outside of threat distances to give you kind of not a great turn also. And then I was like, oh, these guys can probably go in and kill half this unit if I get the Vigilar buff and if I, give them finest hour. And this unit just stood up to them like it was nothing.
The ethereal was big. They're annoyingly resilient.
Totally. I did not expect that. So I lost a guy in the process.
Yeah, and it'll be a 7-point lead for the Stormcast, and we can jump into Ossiarch Bonereapers turn 1.
I'm going to activate the Place of Power with the Star Drake so I can maybe do an Unbind.
And here we're going to start off with my battle formation ability as the Tithe Guards. And my Oss Effector is going to try and use the ability to bring back some Mortek Guard. So on a 2-up, I get 3 Mortek back.
Woo!
And then I might as well spend a command point to rally that unit as well. And we'll bring 4 back. So they're back to full. And then my Bone Shaper is going to try and cast Ravanax Gnashing Jaws, which we will fail. And then my Oss Effector is going to try and cast Invigorate the Ranks onto these Mortek Guard. That'll go off on an 8.
So I'll attempt to unbind that with my Star Drake. Hey!
Oh, a 9. You stop it. That would have been an extra attack from the new spell lore.
Too many things over here.
And then the Oss Effector is going to use his War Scroll ability to try and give an extra rend to my Morghast, which he will. And then I'm just going to get into movement. And then I am going to issue Unstoppable Advance to give myself a little boost to movement from my Oss Effector.
I think I'm gonna redeploy these guys. 2, great.
And then into shooting, we've got the Mortek Crawler. And I'm gonna put in shots into your Vanguard Paladors. We got 2 hits, but 1 is a crit, so 3 going to wound. And all 3 wound at rend 1.
No! Okay, so 2 go through.
So that's gonna be 3 damage each for 6 total.
Another one bites the dust.
And then we might as well try a charge here with the Mortek Guard. That's gonna be a 6, so that should get them in. And that's the only charge, so I'll go right into combat with those Mortek.
Looking to bring down the Vigilors, the Mortek Guard attack but only deal 3 damage, and suffer 2 in return from the Stormcast unit.
And that'll wrap up OBR turn 1, which was fine, nothing too crazy. We did get those Mortek Guard into combat, which is just trying to push you back a little bit. I did take control of one of your terrain pieces, but because you have that extra one with your faction terrain on this mission, it means we're actually only tied here because I couldn't also remain in control of this one, because one unit can't control both terrain pieces. So I'm not going to get the bonus 2 points for the terrain. I obviously don't hold more either. So it will just be 5 points for holding one objective here. So that'll be a 7-5 lead for you right now. And neither of us have gotten any objectives, so we can just start looking ahead to round 2.
4.
That's a 4 for me as well.
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right, so let's jump into Stormcast turn 2.
Okay, let's go into my turn. Okay, I'm gonna rally the Palador. Pretty close.
But you heal the 4.
Yeah. All right, and now I'm going to attempt to cast Life Swarm. That's gonna be on a 7. Gonna give Finest Hour to Mr. Dragon, and I'm going to bank some more ritual points. Okay, so 2 more.
And I am going to spend a CP for Magical Intervention and try to cast Ravenak's Gnashing Jaws with my Bone Shaper because he's out of unbind range. We're going to get a 10 down to a 9 there, so we get that off.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna go into movement. Let's see what my Gnashing Jaws can do. Let's get a big one here, boys. Okay, 12. And yeah, that's gonna be it for my movement. I am going to go into shooting. I'm gonna shoot with the Vanguard Palador, the single guy into the Mortec Guard right now.
The lone Vanguard Palador fails to deal any damage, though the Stardrake takes out 2 Mortec Guard.
Okay, so we're gonna go into charges, and we are going to charge a Ravenak's Gnashing Jaws first. Come on, big. 4. Okay, so it's 10 dice, 5 ups on mortals. You get 1.
So 1 mortal from Ravenak's.
Okay, so first thing that's gonna happen is Stardrake's going to get hungry and eat some of the Mortec, so just have to roll over their wound characteristic, or equal to, so.
So automatic, yeah, so you eat 3.
Yeah. So on the Stardrake, I'm gonna roll for his 3-up strike first, and we're gonna get it. And then I will activate the Stardrake. I'm going to all-out attack, and 2s.
So that's going to be 10 damage in total. We got our rewards. We save 1, you kill 9.
So we'll activate Ravenak's, I think. All right, that's gonna be 3.
We save 1.
2 damage each.
So 4 damage, we need a ward. No, you take out the Mortec. How sad.
Okay, that's gonna be it for combat, and I'm gonna score 7 again.
Yeah, you still have your hold on the terrain, and
I think the strategy here was just to, again, inch forward. Like, I can't go at you because your slap back will just end me. So I kind of have to wait for you to come forward, and the only way I can do that is by just scoring a couple more every turn and seeing if it triggers you or not.
yeah, and with that, I guess we'll see what happens as we jump into Ossiarch Bonereapers turn 2. Into my turn, I'm going to start off with my Ossiarch, trying to cast Invigorate the Ranks onto this unit of 20 Mortec Guard. He'll miscast that and suffer 3 mortals, and he doesn't ward any. So I'm going to spend a command point to rally him. And we'll heal back to full, and then the Bone Shaper is going to try and dispel your Ravenak's, which we will on a 12.
Damn.
And then I'm going to spend a command point with my Bone Shaper using the new Scourge of Gyran ability he has to bring back half a unit of Mortec, which is going to be 10 more guys. And then my Ossiarch is going to try and give an extra rend to my Morghast again, which he fails. And that's it for my hero phase.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a CP to attempt to cast Translocation onto my big dragon. Okay, so that's gonna be like a ginormous Translocation.
All right, then we're into movement, and I'm going to issue the OCR command for the plus 2 inches of movement.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna redeploy the dragons. Oh, that should be enough.
And then I don't actually have any shooting in range because you are so cowardly right now. But I'm going to go for a charge with Ravnax.
Yes. Here we go.
Snake Eyes, so it does not make it in.
You can't reach. Oh my
Can't
goodness.
re-roll it, so that's officially the end of my turn then. So looking at the scoring, it's again not going to be very good. I wanted to take this terrain piece so I could get the 2 points for terrain, but because of your redeploy with the dragons, you actually get 5 more bodies, so you deny me from taking that. So Ravnax was my last hope to take out your guys and keep me that, but we didn't make it, so I'm not gonna get those 2 points, and I'll just get the 5 points for primary here. So low scoring, puts me down 4 points. I was okay being down, but I was hoping to be down only 2 here, so that's a bit of a disappointing thing. I'm trying to hold on to the tactics right now. There's some I could go for, but I'm trying to remain defensive and keep you in an awkward position of whether you want to commit or not. Yeah. So let's go for priority then, John, into round 3. That's a 3 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
All right, so let's jump into Stormcast, turn 3.
Okay. I think we need to start with some fun at this point.
Hey, I've been trying.
I know. I think, I don't know if I can just survive with these big dragons that are like salivating. So we'll see what happens this turn. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Finest Hero off of the dragon, and I'm gonna give it to the Stormdrake Guard. Second thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attempt to banish with the Knight Arcanum. He has a +1 to banish. So that's gonna be a 6. Not enough. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt translocation with the Knight Relictor. And he's gonna get 2 points.
All right, then I will spend a command point and go for magical intervention with my Bone Shaper. And he's going to try and summon the Burning Head. That will fail on a 3.
And that's gonna be my movement phase. So the first thing we're gonna do is shoot all-out attack with the Vigilors into them. Okay, so 2s and 3s.
We save 3 and then wards. We save 1 more, so you do kill 3 more tech.
And the most important part is they now have navigators on.
The lone Pallador fires next but deals no damage, and the Stormdrake Guard only bring down 2 Mortec Guard. The Palladors in the south have better luck and bring down 5 Mortec. Then the Stardrake takes down 2 more.
Okay, that is gonna be it for my shooting.
And I'm gonna spend a command point here to go for the covering fire with my catapult. The closest target is the dragons. And we got 1 hit.
Okay, they're on finest hour, so this will be 3s. Saved.
But on a 3-up, I will be able to make your dragons fight last, which I do.
Okay, we're gonna start charges. We're gonna start with the dragons. Okay, here we go. That's gonna be a 5. And yeah, that's gonna be it.
So I am just gonna do the anti-charge +1 rend bubble from my Mortizan in the charge phase.
So the dragons first are going to see if they get strike first on a 3-up. They do. So now they're gonna just be regular, and they're gonna use their rampage, which allows them to fly over. It's on a 3-up. So I get that. So they get to move 2d6. So that's only 4. Okay, so I'm only gonna be able to get 3 of the dragons in. Once we piled in and did some shenanigans, I'm sorry, like their bases are insane, and so we're rolling this with only 3 of them attacking the Mortec Guard. So they're gonna be on 2s and 2s into the Mortec Guard.
5 go through
So
for
10 damage.
Yep.
And then the mounts, so 3 of the mounts will go into the Mortec Guard. So 2 damage.
All right, so you're gonna take down the gnashing jaws, but then I'll have ward saves for the Mortec. We're gonna make
Quite a few.
5 here, so you're gonna kill 7. I've got 3 left.
Nice. So that's my initial strike. Retaliation?
Yeah, and I get to fight back with all my Mortek Guard now.
The first unit of Mortek Guard deals 6 damage to the dragons, while the Palladors take out just 2 Mortek, and the rest of the constructs manage to bring down one of the Storm Drakes.
Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the turn and I'm not gonna power through. I did not get my treasure chest.
Yeah, that one unit of Mortek lived with 3 guys left.
Yeah, I really wanted it this turn, but no, alas. And I got into a little trouble, mostly because I needed to save 2 CP for my play. I needed to be able to power through, make sure I would do a bit more damage and then be within the range of the Relictor next turn so that I could get them out of the way. And then I missed that 5-inch, 6-inch charge over there, and I ended up using the CP, which meant that I couldn't pile in all 4 to kill these guys, and I only got 3 in and it didn't do the damage. So a lot of dice game, little dice tricks.
Yeah, nitty gritty, different movements, but...
Yeah, so I guess I get, my objective, and then I get a bunch of the life springs, so I end up again scoring 7, I believe. I was hoping to get the treasure from these guys, but again, that little mischarge cost me.
Yep, but puts you up to 21 points. You're 11 ahead right now, so definitely a good spot. But then we will head into Ossiarch Bonereapers, turn 3. All right, into my turn, I am going to go with my Tithe Guard ability of Plentiful Bone to bring some Mortek Guard back to my units, which is just 1 wounded. So I'm going to get 2 guys back. And then my Bone Shaper is going to try and cast Invigorate the Ranks onto the Mortek Guard, the big unit of 20. We get that off on a 7.
That's going to be a 7, so...
So we tie, and I get +1 attack on those Mortek. Then the Oz Effector is going to go for Bolster Creations onto my Morghast. That's going to go off on a 9. So they're going to be able to ignore the first damage they take each phase. And then the Oz Effector is also going to try and give them an extra rend, which he fails. And that's going to be my hero phase.
All right, so I saved this CP for a very special ability in the new Gairan enhancements for Stormcast. There's an enhancement called Beacon of Azir, which you can use to automatically cast a prayer on a 7. It's only once per game. I'm going to have my Relictor, who is carrying the Beacon of Azir, counter Pray for Translocation, and he's going to get the dragons out of there.
All right, then into movement, and we're then going to do the +2 move aura from the Bone Shaper. And that's all my movement, so we're going to get into shooting now, and we've got the catapult, and we will spend a command point for all-out attack here.
Okay.
2 at rend 1, so that'll be 6 damage. And do the Palladors fight last? They do. Then I guess we're on to charges, and we'll start with these 10 Mortek Guard over here. They're to make it in with a 7.
They're in.
And that's all my charges, so let's go into combat. We're gonna go with the Morghast first, and we're gonna split our attacks, try and wipe out as much as we can. That's gonna be 3 into the Vigilors at rend 2, so that'll be 9 damage.
Dead.
Next, the lone Pallador deals 2 damage to the Morghast, while the other Palladors suffer another casualty from the Mortek's attacks, and the Knight Relictor falls to the Bonereapers as well.
And that's all the fighting, but I will, at the end of the turn, spend my last command point to power through with my Morghast onto your Pallador. We're gonna do 3 mortal wounds.
Oh, you killed him.
All right, so that's gonna be OBR turn 3, and it was pretty solid here. We did what we came to do for the most part, which is to, kind of take some territory back. I wanted to store points here, which was the main goal. I've obviously been kind of behind, but now we've killed a bunch of UR units, so we are actually going to take control of the majority of the terrain. So I'll store those 2. I store 5 for my own objective for 7 primary, and then I will complete 2 of my battle tactics. I did Attune to Gairan for having 2 units within 3 of the center, and then I also store the Scouting Force 1 for having 3 units outside of my territory and not in combat.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's going to be 10 points on secondaries, putting me up to 17 for the turn, and and 27 points overall. So that's going to give me a 6-point lead, but that will send us into priority for round 4. That's going to be a 5 for me, so the choice is yours.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of interesting. I could give it to you, you'll get that tactic this time, but I don't want to double later. I'm just gonna go. So yeah, let's get into turn 4 for Stormcast. Okay, let's just start with Starfall. I'm gonna do that from my Knight Arcanum. Here we go, come on baby. It's gonna be a 6 and that's not gonna be enough. Yeah, that's too bad. We're gonna go Finest Hour on Big Dragon. He has the Finest Day, so you can have it as many times as he wants.
And I will spend a command point to rally my Mortek in the center.
Okay.
I did an extra dice, but we're only gonna bring back 3.
Okay, so going into movement here. So I'm gonna spend a CP to bring 3 Vigilors back. Okay, that's gonna be it for my movement. We're going to shoot the big dragon into this hero first. 2, Ren 2.
I'll ward 2, take 2.
Then all 3 of the dragons are within range.
So 2 damage, both go through. It'll take 2.
The Vigilors are going to shoot into the big unit.
1 goes through. We don't ward it. And I will spend a command point here to go for the covering fire with my catapult.
Yeah.
Its closest target is your 3 dragons.
Yep.
Nothing. But the dragons will be fighting last.
Okay, so charging. We're gonna start with the dragons. Big charge, boys. Continue to disappoint me. It's gonna be it for my charges.
I will do the Ossiarch command for anti-charge plus 1 rend, and then in combat he'll do the 5-up ward.
The dragons are on a 3-up, gonna have strike first. No, and then they're gonna do their rampage on a 3-up. So they get their rampage at least. Okay, so the D3 flyover on the hero. Come on, 2 mortals.
And he goes down.
Did it. So that's the combat abilities for them. He's gonna do his combat abilities, so he gets to try and eat, but it's automatic, so he's gonna
Eat 3 Mortek.
eat 3 Mortek. So I'm gonna activate the Star Drake first on 2s and 2s.
So 8 damage so far.
So 3, Ren 2,
Save 2.
3 damage each.
All right, so 11 damage. I'm gonna ward 6 of those.
Wow.
Pretty good. Take 5.
As the fighting continues, the Mortek units deal 6 damage to the Stormdrakes and 2 to the Stardrake. Then the Stormdrakes take down just 5 Mortek.
So that's gonna be it for combat, and then I'm gonna power through. So we'll roll the D3. Oh, I got 3.
Well, let's see if we ward 1. We do. They're still alive.
Okay, so at the end of my turn, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 terrain pieces, but Jordan has 1, 2, 3, 4 as well.
Yep.
So we're tied, so I don't get that. I'm gonna get 1 of my battle tactics for killing that hero, not the treasure for killing this guy. Unbelievable. And I'm going to get the 2 objectives. So that's gonna be, it's 3 extra, is it?
Yep, so 5 for the 1, 3 for the second.
Right.
So a 13-point turn in total.
Yeah, so not bad.
No, very good.
Yeah, I think that worked out.
Yeah, it puts you up to 34. So you've got a 7-point lead right now. Mm-hmm. And then we can get into Ossiarch Bonereapers turn 4. All right, into my turn. It's just so much going on. But we're gonna start with having the Ossifictor try and cast Invigorate Ranks onto the Morghast. That will go off on a 5.
Yeah, I'll attempt to unbind that. That's gonna be a 12.
Yes, so don't get the spell. But I am gonna try and give them a +1 rend from the Ossifictor, which I also fail.
Nice.
And I will spend a command point here to rally the single Mortek. I'll get 5 back.
Oh my goodness, they are killing me.
And then into movement. And my Ossiarch is going to do the +2 move aura. And that's my movement.
Okay, Vigilars are gonna redeploy 6. Wow.
And then we'll get into shooting. We're gonna go with the catapult into your Paladors again.
Okay.
2 at Rend 1.
1 goes through.
3 damage.
Okay, so up to 4.
And do the Paladors fight last? They do. And that's all my shooting, so we'll just get into charges. I am gonna have my Ossiarch do the +1 to charge aura. And I'm gonna start with him. He makes an 11, which is what I needed. And then I'm gonna charge the Morghast for a 7. And then into combat, we're writing off our Ossiarch here, so you do actually...
I mean, let's see if I can eat him. 5 up, I'll eat him, so let's go. There he goes.
Yep, you ate him.
Ate him twice.
And then just into fighting, I'm gonna go with the Morghast first and put 2 into your Vigilors and 2 into the Life Swarm. So into the Vigilors, 6 at Rend 2.
I believe in you, Vigilors. 3.
For 9 damage though.
Yeah, that's gonna kill them.
And then the Life Swarm, 18 damage.
I don't think I can roll that many wards.
Yep. And then we'll have the 10 Mortek Guard into your Paladors. Wound on 4s. That'll be 10 and no rend.
3s! So 4 go in. So 1 dies and 1's on 3.
All right, so OBR turn 4, and it was quite solid. I'm happy with it. I maybe left a couple points on the table, but big things are taking both of the objectives means I do score 8 points on primary right there. And then we're tied on terrain, which maybe I could have planned a little better for. And I do actually complete another battle tactic here because I retreated with 2 units and I charged with 2 units, one of which had to go into a unit I retreated from, which was my hero sacrificing himself to a big dragon.
Yeah.
So that'll put me to 13 points for the turn, which will put me up to 40 points. So again, maintaining that 6-point lead because we scored even this round. And then we can look ahead to round 5 and priority. That's a 2.
It's a 3. So I was gonna say, maybe if you won and then I get to use the new ability to re-roll, because I had 3 regiments, but I won, so I'm gonna take it.
All right, we'll jump into Stormcast turn 5.
Okay, so to start off first, I'm gonna give myself another Palador. So I'm gonna attempt to cast Thunder Shock onto these guys. So let's see if I get it. So it's gonna be on a 6, and that's gonna be a 9. Okay, so Thunder Shock, this is good. -1 to wound, this is telling me there's a chance. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of my hero phase.
And I will spend a command point to rally one of my units of Mortek. And we'll get 2 back.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into movement. And that's gonna be it for movement. So now we're going to go into shooting. So the Paladors is going to shoot these guys right here. 2 damage each.
I ward 2, but you do take these guys out.
Next, the Stardrake targets the Mortek on the eastern objective, but deals no damage, and the Stormdrakes also fail to get any wounds through the construct's armor.
I will spend 1 command point to cover fire with my catapult.
I can all defense it.
2 wounds, rend 1.
Save 1.
3 damage because I can't roll above a 1.
That kills 1.
And does the catapult make the dragons fight last? It does.
So, charges.
Because I have to try and mess with you in every way possible, I am going to spend 2 command points for a counter charge with my Mortek over here, actually.
Okay. It's a good start.
That's going to be a 12.
What?
Not bad.
Come on. I guess I'm going to go for strike first there then to negate that. And I get it. Then they're going to use their rampage. And they don't get the rampage. Oh, start of combat, I'm gonna eat 4 of these guys. Or sorry, 3 of them. So they're eaten. So I'm activating the dragons over here and I'm gonna split my attacks. I'm gonna all-out attack.
As the fighting begins, the Storm Drakes wipe out one unit of Mortek Guard and deal 2 damage to the other, while the other Mortek deal 2 damage to the Star Drake before they're also taken down.
So that's the end of my turn. It actually went like, not perfectly, but actually really well. So I finally got a treasure. This unit that has been driving me nuts, that's ethereal all the time.
Yep.
Finally died. Thank goodness. That felt really good. Needed to happen. So that's gonna be 5 points. I got the second one on Master of the Paths, the second one, which is Seize the Pass, where I just needed more units in regular territory.
Neutral territory.
Neutral
yeah.
territory. So you just have the one, and I have one over there and one over there. Then I kept this point barely.
Oh, you take control of it, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, take control of this point barely, so that's another 5. So that'll be 15, and then I think I only control 3 spots, and you have
I only have
2,
yeah.
so I did
So
that
my
as
2,
well.
Yep, so you're gonna get a 17-point turn here.
Not bad.
That's really good.
That's really good for my last turn. Okay.
So that'll put you up to 51 points. So you're up 11 right now.
Okay.
So I've got some work to do, but we can jump into OBR turn 5. All right, into my turn. I've got some tricks to do, but none of them are in the hero phase because I have no heroes, so I will otherwise just get into movement.
All right, here we go.
So we just kind of had to talk through the movement phase here. It was really just scraping for points, trying to do everything we can. It's very dicey whether or not we're gonna be able to pull this off, but we're trying our best. So I'm just gonna go into shooting phase with the catapult, and it's gonna put all its shots into the dragons.
Okay, I have to not all defense because I want this charge.
1 crit, so 3 hits. That's gonna be 3 at rend 1.
4s. Oh man.
2 go through. That's gonna be 7 damage.
Okay, I lucked out a bit, but still, you can kill him on a slapback.
And do the dragons fight last? They do. And then because of the tricks you can do with those dragons, I am gonna go to try and charge that crawler in. It gets a 7, so it makes it in.
Yeah.
Doing all they can to bring down the dragons, the crew of the Mortek crawler attack, but fail to do the 2 wounds needed to fell one of the beasts.
Dang.
Okay, all out attack. I saved it. Yeah, everything in the Mortek. So these would be on 2s and 3s.
4 go through.
And then the mounts. So that's gonna be 4 rend 2.
They all go through. So 12 damage. You will finish off the Mortek, which is disappointing. So here, looking at the turn in recap, it was so close.
Crazy.
Literally, like 1 more damage to take down a dragon could have been the difference in the game here.
Done, yeah.
So I am going to score 5 points on primary for holding 1 objective. There was no way for me to hold more terrain than you, because for me to complete my battle tactic, which I will get the 2nd rank of the Scouting Force 1 for holding a combination of 3 terrain and objectives in your territory.
Yeah,
so I did this, but I couldn't, I wanted to deny this one from your hero, and that would have let me flip it and hold more terrain, but it wasn't in your territory, and I can't contest both. Yeah, so one of the terrains I had to contest was one of those 2.
Yeah.
So I'll get the 5 points for the tactic, which would put me to 50 points. I just needed to hold on to this objective, which I was hoping to kill 1 dragon through shooting in combat. I retreated out the Mortek. I don't think I could have left them in and gotten the crawler in the position.
Not without me being able to countercharge here.
Well, they were blocking off the objective at the edge, so just awkward positioning with where things were.
Yeah.
But it means you had the chance, obviously, here to finish off the Mortek. You would have had that anyways, and even if I hadn't have retreated them, they were wiped out. So that wouldn't have changed. In the end, I'm not getting 2 objectives. I'm not getting more terrain, so it's just those 10 points for my turn, which puts me to 50. And John, you take this 51 to 50.
Wow, so that's like win by 1.
1 point win.
1 point.
Yeah, so as close as it can come, yes.
Yeah. These tactics are crazy. I will say, like, the treasure hunting tactic, like, I was like, oh, it'll be easy, I don't have to think about it. But I think it's really good that your enemy gets to pick them.
Yes.
Because you picked, the reinforced Mortek Guard, those 2 units, and then the third one you picked are these guys. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to fight them, first of all, unless I can kill them, which, like, you're too good positionally. Like, I never had the chance. And then, the Mortek Guard, like, ethereal, 20 wounds, like, sometimes 5-up ward.
Yeah, recurring.
Like, that one unit that I finally got the points from, I had to kill it 3 times.
Yes, you brought it down to 1 model twice.
Yeah.
But it was one big thing, actually, when you went for my hero and took him out, that stopped me from bringing units back. So I could have, I think, here brought, it would have been probably just a unit of 5 back. And actually on this turn, I could have brought another 10, but for them to be relevant, I would have had to go for a long charge or something. But this was interesting. Maybe in the end, having that unit countercharge in your turn worked against me. Otherwise, it would have had them also moving on my turn.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah. So
being able to, like, collapse back in.
So yeah, well, I mean, that could have been great play. You barely took that objective back.
Barely.
So it was to the wound. So I could have easily denied 5 or 3 points there, which similarly could have been the win. But yeah, wild game here, John. It was a good one though.
Yeah, I really like it. It's I never like going first, especially when you're this far away, because you basically get to do nothing. But we were both kind of in that situation where it's like, we're just gonna kind of dance around each other and try and score, big on these pieces. I was lucky that I had that Knight Relictor recycling trick where I could, like, do a bunch of damage and then get them out.
Yeah.
But again, it didn't kill the unit. Like, it didn't do all these things. Maybe it's good it didn't kill that unit because then you couldn't bring it back that turn. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, it was interesting. Really crazy positional game.
Yeah, and obviously the Sturge stuff coming up big, getting to do Finest Hour multiple times for you, and that ability to auto cast the Chant the Prayer was big. For OBR, I didn't run the Sturge I ran Mortek because I just like the Ethereal and they're 10 points cheaper too, so I like that. But obviously a bunch of the traits and the battle formation gives a lot more recursion to the army, which was cool to see. And the Bone Shaper especially, being able to recycle units is awesome.
Totally.
But here in the end, the bad guys take the win. OBR goes down. But John, it was a blast of a game. Yeah, guys, we hope you enjoyed that game as well. And don't forget, if you want more content, you can get an extra battle report every week through our channel membership here on YouTube. But either way, thank you so much for watching and all your support. And we look forward to seeing you in another battle report.
Thanks, everyone.
Good game.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Jeez.